Well, Friday, August 1st, welcome to another episode of the Lathrop Loans Mortgage and Real Estate Podcast. We've got a monthly, recap and pre-cap. So looking back on July and forward towards August. Bill, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Great. Happy Friday.
Yeah, nice to have you back on another podcast and get together and do this again. And there's been quite a bit of news this week as far as economic reports coming out. So why don't you recap for us what's been going on and what implications that has on the market and anyone out there that's looking to purchase or refinance a home loan?
Well, I was all set to give you all these economic reports and so forth because our GDP in the second quarter has improved, and the June report came out for new home sales being stable and positive, which is good for home buyers. But today, the unemployment numbers came out, and probably the biggest impact on our market, major curveball, because the unemployment numbers came out and also revisions for May and June. And they revised them down 258,000 jobs. And that is a huge impact that totally improves the mortgage interest rates, which is what it boils down to without all the jargon of what this industry does. It's a huge day today, and hopefully this could be a trend. And we go back to, if we want to recap July, basically it takes our pricing back to June 25th, which is a massive improvement. So any negativity in July just got erased in one day. So that's a huge positive. And it's a great time to get with your lender and go over these details because pricing is, it's everything because it's your buying power, it's the cost you pay to get into your home along with your acquisition costs. So things are very, very important.
So it's nice to see some positive economic reports because those can favorably impact mortgage rates and the terms that people are able to secure as far as their monthly payment. But it also signifies maybe some outlook towards the future. What does this imply for you looking forward?
Well, the biggest issue comes out because, as we know, our current president has been pushing the Fed chairman to lower, rates that they're dealing with, and he's been very unwilling to do so. As far as on Wednesday, they decided not to do anything. And for the first time since 1992, two of the Fed governors dissented on his decision. So it tells you there was not total agreement. I mean, that's a huge change. And those two dissenters look like geniuses today because when the market did what it did, they felt there's weakness in the employment. The employment sector is weak. And now it came to fruition. And now the market's got to respond to that. So it'll be interesting to see what the Fed does because that's just a huge impact. And this has been an issue going on. So they felt that this information was out there, and now it's come to the surface.
Okay, so something to keep your eyes on looking forward, I suppose.
Yeah, because that pushes all the trends because we're subject to whatever the market does because the Fed is not buying mortgage-backed securities these days. And so we're watching that. And so when this happens, this is huge because this is the market. This is pushing the direction of what mortgage lenders are hoping for, that if the Fed will hopefully get into the point and say, okay, maybe we need to lower it, because two of the governors wanted to lower it a quarter at this last session, and they didn't. And so if they would have done that, that would have blended right with what happened today. So, we can't, it's a fuzzy crystal ball. That's the big thing. We could see it, but today's a very, very positive, clear message, and we hope see what follows up after this next week. And a new month going. Okay,
so we'll stay tuned.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great time. Like I said, great time to be shopping. Now your buying power should increase. Get with your lenders and go over those numbers. I mean, when we're talking to a client, but a 6.75, and if you can get down in the range of, I'm not saying it's all going to drop down there, but in the lower sixes, that's a huge impact for people and and the desire to get back into the marketplace so you can have some affordable money for 2025. It's a positive day, and I think that, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in these coming weeks.
At least it gives you maybe a prognosis and a hope for the future that, hey, talk to your lender, get the conversation going again. Things might be going your way and stay ahead of the curve versus, okay, rates have dropped, everybody bought everything, and now we're back to a stalemate, right? Because that slope from one rate environment to the next environment is going to be a fury of buying activity. And so that's what you're going to have to contend with, when rates do come down. So that's if on the purchase front. And on the refinance front, just be aware of what's going on and pull the trigger if it makes sense for you.
Yeah, that's a huge point, Jeff, because right now I think we're seeing a slower activity level in the marketplace, probably because where rates have been kind of stagnant, and in July where we didn't see any improvements. And so now with that July's pricing being basically eliminated, which is a big plus, it gives, you're out there shopping today, it gives you that the sellers are paying attention. And so you have more flexibility. And you're right. So if the rates do come down and push a trend that way, all of a sudden then it's going to be, the sellers are going to be in the driver's seat, because there's going to be a lot more people in the market that can afford to buy now, and it's going to be that kind of game. So now's the time to really get going, get in position, and see what the market does. Just because you get in position doesn't mean you're jumping on something, but it gets you the ability to do so and take advantage of a win-win in this market, which they seem to come by more rarely these days. And I would definitely encourage people to do that. And all agents out there, on your listings, be ready for a few more things. Might be activity-wise could be coming out there.
Yeah, it's some small changes on the rate environment can make big impacts on the sales front. So,
yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I think we might see some. Refinances are might pick up a little bit, but I think the purchase activity level it has been solid. And
the refinance thing is more of a somebody needs some cash for debt consolidation.
Yeah,
not even or maybe a cash for a big renovation like $100,000, but it's not just refinance for fun time. It's refinance because you have a purpose time. So yeah, those are a little further and fewer between, but still a great time to purchase. I think it's always a good time to purchase, right? Because yesterday is always cheaper than tomorrow, ultimately. So
yeah, it always seems to be that way. But prices are there.
Historically, I think there's few scenarios where if you are buying a house, which is meant to be something lived in, so it's a long-term investment, I think there's few times that you're going to be bummed that you bought the house.
Yeah, I mean, we can see all the stories of the people that bought something 5 years ago where they are today. It's kind of amazing, and they're in a good position.
Well, and even how many people that bought in the 80s to where they are today. So imagine if you buy today where you're going to be in 2060.
Yeah.
A $500,000 house might be worth $2 million by then with the way things are going. So that's where, and I, having a young child, I'm nervous about the future of prices. What's her first house going to cost in 20 years? So those things make me really bullish on real estate that, hey, it's going to be more expensive tomorrow. I can guarantee it. I just know it. Look at groceries, look at everything else. And so now is always a good time.
Well, it's one thing that's survived through this crazy markets with the stock market's ups and downs and everything. And today is a great day to be on the bond market, obviously, and to be in treasuries, because the stock market's, when we see a rally in the mortgage world, the stock market sees, a negative day. And so it's a great day to be investing in treasuries and buying mortgages. So those people are probably feeling pretty good today. Anyhow, it's just a positive day. It's great to see a new push going into a new month with some positivity and some direction. And hopefully it follows suit, and we see some things follow that could be very powerful for mortgages in the coming weeks.
And it's good timing too, cyclically speaking, throughout the year anyway, because summers tend to be a bit slower, and then as the school year starts, buying activity tends to pick up. So if we get maybe some good rate activity right before September, this could be good timing for a good buying season coming up at the beginning of fall.
Yeah, because as we know, rates push activity. It could be the middle of December, and if these rates are down, we'll see that activity pick up. But the seasonal trends are right out there. And just like, the second quarter gross domestic product was up, which was great, but then our economy is weak. So these are the things that, it's sad that we have to hope for a weak economy for good mortgage rates, but that's what drives our industry. And today is one of those days where we're seeing those numbers come to fruition, and to really pay attention to it.
Well, we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll post back when there's more to report.
Yeah, if we see things pop up, we'll be popping something up quickly, so you guys stay in tune with the market. Today, that's the most important thing. There's products galore out there, which we'd love to talk to you about, some 5/1 government arms that not everybody has. We can save you some money there, because everybody feels that the next 5 years we'll see the market improve. So it's a great way to get a lower rate today and be protected for the next 5. So give us a call on that one.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Well, have a great weekend, and let's hope August is a really, really good month.
It will be.
All right.